Hey guys, today we're going to talk about ethos. So if we think about argument, there are three things we're going to talk about over the next 3 days. Ethos, pathos, and logos. These are called argument strategies, so they're ways that we argue. So if we think about this, these three words came from Greece. The history of rhetoric and the concepts of ethos, pathos, and logos began in Greece. Now what is rhetoric? Well, that's just how we speak or write effectively. So how do we get our point across to other people, and how do we do it well? That's what rhetoric means. The dude that came up with this is Aristotle. He was a super famous Greek philosopher, and he studied rhetoric and how people talk to one another. So he watched people argue and thought, how can we do this better? So he came up with the three things: ethos, pathos, logos. And these are Greek words, so hey, we know a new language. That these three things, these three argument strategies, are what we're going to learn how to use to make our arguments better. So we're going to start off today with ethos. The English words that we would know that relate to ethos are ethical and ethics. So we're thinking of things that are ethical or moral when we're thinking about ethos. So here's the deal. If we want to argue and we want to use ethos, we're relying on the author or the writer's credibility, believability, or likability. So that means, do we trust the person that's talking to us? Do we trust their opinion? So the speaker or the writer must demonstrate credibility to the audience to be persuasive. So let's dig into that a little bit. Ethos is a pretty effective argument and persuasive strategy because when the audience believes that the author is knowledgeable and genuine and trustworthy, then the audience is more willing to listen and be persuaded. So I want you to think, who is somebody that you listen to? Who is somebody that you think is knowledgeable and genuine? Somebody that you give a lot of credibility to? Might be your mom, might be your dad, might be your teacher. Those people have ethos. They have credibility. So here's an example. Pretend that you're sick and you go to the doctor. The doctor gives you a pill to help you feel better. So when a trusted doctor gives you advice, you might not understand all the medical jargon and all the reasoning behind of it, but you follow the advice anyway because you believe the doctor knows what he or she is talking about, because you trust that doctor to know about medicine. So let's think about it another way. Let's say you were at the mall with your friends and you felt sick and one of your friends said, well, here, take this pill. Is that a good idea? No, it's a terrible idea because that person doesn't have ethos. Who has the ethos here? I'm probably going to go with the doctor. The doctor is knowledgeable and credible, and I'm going to believe the doctor's advice when it comes to medicine. So why do people trust these guys when they talk about basketball? Let's take a closer look. You might recognize a couple of these people. I'm not a super big basketball fan, so I had to do some Googling, but let me tell you about this guy. This is Shaquille O'Neal. You might have seen him in some commercials before, but he used to play for the Orlando Magic and a couple of other teams. He was Rookie of the Year. He had lots and lots and lots of MVPs. Okay? This guy over here is Charles Barkley. You could have seen him in some commercials. He was also Rookie of the Year. He's in the Basketball Hall of Fame. So if we think about these guys, why do we trust them when they talk about basketball? Well, they have a lot of ethos when it comes to basketball. We can trust them. They have knowledge about what they're talking about, and they probably know a lot more about basketball than I do. So we can trust these guys when they talk about basketball. So here's what I want you to think about. You're going to be working with ethos today. You're going to do some discussions on the discussion board and watch a commercial and find a few others. But I want you to ask yourselves these questions. Does the writer or the speaker seem trustworthy? Does the writer or the speaker seem knowledgeable? And how does the writer or speaker establish credibility and authority about that topic? One bonus thing I want you to think about, and this you're going to notice in the commercial you're about to watch. You need to think if the person that's speaking is maybe not relying on his or her own ethos, but on the ethos of others. So sometimes we use companies and we name drop different people or different companies, in order to have ethos for our product. And you're about to see that when you watch your commercial. So I want you to be thinking about that one too. Good luck!